Yo, people are going. Night, nice Sunday. Blessed Sunday to everybody. If you celebrate, if you worship on Sunday, so on and so forth. Raja, I don't know if you there same way. You there? Raja, what go on? What go on, Raja? Cause I don't know if you're not Jamaican, right, Raja? Let me know, you're not Jamaican. Cause this one I talk about, is not just a Jamaican thing, but it's a Caribbean thing. It's a colonial past thing. Where them ship down to all of we, you know. Cause this thing I know we're going with we in Jamaica, you know, like it's synonymous with a couple of like the Caribbean country them where black people are the dominant set of people, right? Babsy, what go on? I don't know if it's Babsy are from Barbados. I don't know if this is I don't know if this is a common thing in a Barbados. Cause I know everybody's situation is somewhat different, you know. We have similarities, but we have some differences. So if you do not know, election time I know in a Jamaican thing. So a silly season. And we see the campaigning and thing. And I don't know about nobody else, you know. But the fact that me I see dancehall artists on the campaign trail. Usually would I get like the politician them a play music and them have dub what them get from the artist them, right? But literally I say artists on the campaign trail. And that made me uncomfortable. I'm not gonna tell you why. You see them people here, I'm gonna say them people, I mean the artists them champion certain things, you know, and them say certain things against the system, and sometimes we even talk about the party itself, right? But then up on the campaign trail, I want a PNP, a JLP, but I'm gonna tell you a little story, you know, because I don't know how people have this notion, you know, because them a push this thing, you know, where everybody has said, boy, well, not everybody, but a whole heap of people, then, I could put it that way. I said, boy, the PNP, them, like, the JLP, them did it too long, you know. And basically, this I did the same sentiment when the PNP, them, they have this long run at the helm of the country runnings and so on and so forth, right? Them did there in a garden house and them a leading party in a garden house. So I don't like the idea of the PNP. I'm gonna rate the JLP no time at all either. I think Sir PD put it the right way. It's like you choose between AIDS or cancer. And some feel with the two of them. Which one worse, AIDS or cancer? You know tell me. But the PNP them you know, right? And them is a socialist party. Well, so them say that is what them foundation they built on, right? Socialists. Now, before we say that, you know, before we say anything else, I could say about socialism. I could just explain what them claim to say as socialism. So, socialism is an economic and political system that advocates for social ownership and democratic control of the means of production. It's characterized by the idea that people, rather than private individuals or corporations, should collectively own and manage resources, industries, and the economy. This can manifest in various forms, from social democracy with a mixed economy to more centralized models with state ownership. Now, the most important part of this brief paragraph I'm just read out is it's characterized by the idea that the people, rather than private individuals or corporations, should collectively own and manage resources, industries, and the economy. Now, me no know how one quote unquote socialist party right now were run by investment bankers because this a brother where I lead the PNP, Mark Golding is an investment banker. Man, they are big like Mark Golding in an investment banking like before me even know about politics, before me even I don't know if you ever hear about Darren Bunting and Golding. That I, Mark Golding and Peter Bunting and the other guy that with the last name Darren, right? So the idea that a quote unquote socialist party is being run by investment bankers is just it just go against everything, right? And then you have the honorable Broga there now where I do same thing. And we all know the controversy surrounding the honorable Broga with everybody has said boy where him getting money from and how this and how that. And him did in a film campaign speeches that talk about him a try to make it seem like say boy him him a like wanna we so him know what it feels like because everything what him own or what him have him basically him did have to fight feet. And I know who him a try fooling about. That's what him says still. Apparently Andrew Holness a Spanish town him grew up, but guess what? If Andrew Holness grew up a Spanish town, right? Or born a Spanish town, he never grew up a Laristan. He never grew up in some city. He never grew up at Della, right? So the two party them, same sad sack them a play. This a election I swear to God. I don't know like I don't know what to think of the two party them was supposedly a try to run this country. I don't know what to think about them and them leadership where they are the helm where I got quote unquote take this country forward. Because from a born and growing, we see the two party them and we see everything surrounding the two party them. And me old enough to see when the country did under PNP governance and JLP governance, right? I'm old enough if you can remember times when the two party them did a run the country. And I always come forward to the same conclusion because you see in a Jamaica, the people who really vote in a Jamaica and I get up people. People where really sit on the campaign trail and I go on the most way, I get up people. You will have one or two middle class, the most get up people. The people them were uptown, quote unquote uptown, the people in the no campaign trail. However, them seem to be the ones who benefit greatly out of the party them when time whosoever win and start do what them for do. Right? Them benefit the most. The people who up on the campaign trail where I hang off a bus and I go on with them this and them that. Me not say some of them no benefit it, but me can wholeheartedly say yo, the vast majority of them, yo, they no benefit, bro. And that's my problem with it. Because not for them garrison community, you know. We claim to say a garrison, you know. I put the political party them build them. The political party them have them people them where them are quote unquote secure vote and them house them in a them a garrison, yeah. Right? Me see where the area me a pass through one certain part of Mobile and apparently Horstrand are the representative for that part of the right? So me a pass through and when me hear on the show what go on up there. So basically Horstrand make some people in that community there get title for them land. So you don't wonder, you know, what make them need title for them land? Like them live there, them you'd assume so they have them title, but them not have them title. Reason why? Them are people who are squatters. Right? Them are squatters and while the gesture is you know say now is a good gesture because I mean it might help people get title for them land, right? For them can have ownership, right? However, I basically buy a vote that you know are you understand and I know money are exchange, but it basically buy them the people a vote for however maybe from now till him dead or till him left politics or what. Because you see normally in Jamaica, how people operate, you know. PNP or JLP when do something for my granny or my great granny from way back in the day, and the whole family basically a PNP or JLP from them time till now. So it don't matter what the next party could have genuinely be the better of the two. It don't matter me a PNP or me a JLP till me dead. Right? And so me look on them situation there. Look on them situation there, you know. People there saw them squat. Obviously, them not have the money for buying all that. Or maybe they have money, but them just decide to squat, right? When we look on the housing situation in Jamaica and how much it costs for a regular person, like achieve home ownership in Jamaica, is ridiculous. And couple that with because like I say, my profession and I'm in the field, right? Real estate. So I see certain things. And when we look on like some house where like the money for them feel like one simple 2 bedroom house. The money with NHT or NHT National Housing Trust is basically a entity that was designed to help the regular Jamaican achieve home ownership. But the money where them a give you or what them a lend you rather if you achieve this, the only house that can buy is basically somewhere where you really wouldn't want to go live. So an ideal neighborhood where a regular Jamaican would want to go live, you know. NHT unless you go join up with somebody, you on your own not go achieve that. You're not go get it. And it is so backward because NHT you know too is an entity where then we have housing schemes where like them build, right? So them build certain things with a housing scheme, right? Build up some house, 2 bedroom house like starter homes, right? And a regular me basically see NHT build them starter homes there. And enough of the people them where I get the starter homes, them really don't need no house. So them get them starter home, yeah, right? From the NHT. Yes, them a pay them money fee, kind of like so them I get them free, right? However, them get the starter home them and them rent it back to somebody who don't have a house and them a rent, right? So as opposed to giving that person the money, or matter of fact, that house, right? In that situation, you give that person that don't own a home, right? Rather than giving them the opportunity to own that home, them give it to somebody else who already have one house to come rent it back to you without own a house. Dangerous situation. Hey, Roger Hines, you see this? Yeah, sir? Sound like America, trust me. We have become so Americanized. Like a lot of the things, there's so many gated communities being built in Jamaica, it's ridiculous. So many gated communities and apartments here and there. And if I tell you how much money for rent some of them apartments here, or some of them houses in them gated community here, Roger Hines, some how much thousand US dollar, like America you live. Granted, no, they like the place a nice place to me, right? No doubt, nice place to. But the regular Jamaican, nah, go can't afford that. Nah, go can't afford it. But you have some people, some Jamaicans who buy them, and they have some foreign people who buy them. And them a gated communities, them kind of create, one sort of competition between the hotel them, right? Because enough of the time people buy them the place there and them rent them back, right? Because you see tourism in Jamaica, that's why certain things them can't really gauge tourism, and that is why them a try to fight the Airbnb them, right? Because the Airbnb them I put money in some of Jamaican them and some other persons, but some of Jamaican them pocket. So basically people benefit like greatly off of tourism, which should be the case, right? But say the hotel them go front on that because them never take over the majority of the water beach them and waterfront them to make we can benefit from it like that. So they might try to fight against Airbnb. I don't know if they are successful, but they might try to fight about it. Right? But imagine you live in a country like this and them a situation you have to face. A regular Jamaican, if you want to live comfortably in a Jamaica, right? You need to make your good 180 to about 250, right? Like at least that if you want to live comfortable, meaning you can pay your mortgage comfortably, you can get one vehicle, pay the car note comfortably, and pay your utilities, and still have money for stash away, depending on how you can budget, right? Because that is a factor as well. However, you need a good amount of you need a well-paying job where you can pay that, or you're gonna need to get two jobs. Sound very American, right, Roger? America alone with it, most boy. Yeah, like you have to work two jobs, two, three jobs to survive. And this way they are now with Jamaica, it to a certain extent, right? Unless you're fortunate enough you can go a foreign, go work for money and send it back and try to elevate yourself, right? Because trust me, in a Jamaica, it is not an easy thing to do. It's not easy. Exactly. Because I remember saying that America, man. America is like this, You will do the most to try and make this bag of money where you think you need or where you need, right? So you work yourself in the ground. And see a lot of people, them do that and them get all of this wealth, and by them reach certain age, is either them have to spend back all of that wealth where them try for again, where them a try, where them sacrifice them health, forget, and them have to spend all of that wealth, forget back a fraction of the health where them sacrifice, forget. Like it's a dangerous exchange, right? And there's enough with it, And you see our health system, where neglected by them people who were run behind a JLP and PNP. Our health system, garbage. Absolute garbage, our health system. But we can bring in the Chinese and sign contract with them to make them build highway and bypass and this and that, and we exchange with them land. I mean prime land too. Because believe it or not, people, the people them where I build the bypass in Montego Bay, right? Are the same people them where I build, when you talk about already, one set of apartments, well, a set of skyscraper apartment complexes called Pinnacle. You can Google it, right? So them a build that as well, right? So can you imagine the amount of labor, because them bringing Chinese, them bringing Chinese nationals, for work on them site here too, So yes, you have a few Jamaicans on it, but majority is Chinese, So them have majority Chinese laborer on them site, and them a build Pinnacle, them a build the bypass, them a build some house in a Saint Anne. Them are the same people with did build the shopping mall in a Mobile called Harbor City, right? I'm at hey, I tell you, man. I tell you, we like somebody Jamaican, they would have never. I'm gonna say never. They would have never get the opportunity to do with them at Chinese, not even the opportunity. And even though this Chinese engineering company is backed by the Chinese government, because they are, right? Even though with that, I know them would have be heavily funded. Like a Jamaican wouldn't even have the chance to even attempt it. And then that's something I thought, oh, and people get up, considering all of this, people get up and I run up and down on campaign trail. And I hang off a bus and I pure excitement. Pure excitement. Well, I'm not excited. I'm worried because this election I go do a thing like this. Is either we go vote for Andrew Holness, and basically the same thing we will get from Andrew Holness, which is this continued relationship with the Chinese, and more we land space with us give them in exchange for them building this thing or this infrastructure them align up for whatever case. Right? Or we're going to go with this unknown entity, which is the Mark Golden led PNP. I'm gonna be like, me don't know which one for like for put my finger upon it and say, yeah man, I better will go with this one. Me don't know. And really and truly, when me the younger, me used to say, boy, me don't want to get involved in a politics and this and that. And politics is still a ugly thing, but you see, in order for we make changes, we have to be at this table. So in other words, we have to get involved in our politics. If we not feel like so them are people are working at our best interests, we need to in our politics. So we can't shy away from it, and then we have to fight we in it, and then make use of the opportunity when it come along to say, all right, make meaningful change. Because if we are going to sit down and expect Andrew Holness and Mark Golden to do right by we when like we really and truly we never see it before, then a sorrowful condition. Because we never see it before. We never see it before. Them man always them agenda is always the same. The status quo not change. Them are people that get power, them try to keep power, and when them do that, them just hand out contracts. Hand out contract to this person and that person and get them money underneath the table and them screw we over. And when we screwed, them gonna ride off in a sunset with them earnings where them get from underneath the table. And left we in the shit. Them no response, my friend. They don't care. They never did and they never will. That all me know for sure. Like we can't swear for that. They never did, they never will. Alright? Them party here, them they just create to be a face card for the British monarchy to make certain things not look certain way. Right? Them just create them a party here just for that. But we're still very much under this colonial power. Because until we get a person at the head of our state, around the state, and him have the title of president, then the British them are rule for him. Because if you Google it right now, and what day I talk to one of my family member like one good while ago, I tell them, say, yo, we're not independent because of the queen, because at the time the queen never drop out, right? I tell them, say, yo, the queen at the head of the state. And them run me down. I tell them, say, boy, foolish, me I thought, what do you mean we're not independent? I have to literally take, I have to Google it and show them, say, hey, look, see that? That person at head of the state. Crazy realization. Crazy realization. So we in the shit and we can't bail ourselves out because we don't have nobody between none of the two parties them who can definitively say yes, them represent our affairs and them good. We don't have none of that. I'm not care what nobody wants it. We don't have proper representation and that's why we are suffering. We don't have somebody who actually say, yo, we can't do this or we can't do that because the people them, you wouldn't have nobody who will put the people them best interest at heart. Right? You know, them brain. But not nobody will do that. Them appear like so them do it, them behave like so them do it, But in actuality, they don't really care about it. So they don't really care about it. And what they are run them down in a campaign trail. And after the campaign finish, back to square one again. One dangerous cycle. Remember me I tell you, Roger. Like me go as far, right? And go back in a time, one time the party them be just not to run start out. So you see a lot of Jamaica issues, people like to blame it on the 70s, right? So the 70s cause issue. And that's because they want to blame Michael Manley for the condition with Jamaica, right? At least that's what me think. So they want to blame Michael Manley when in actuality is a case of Jamaica they get caught in the crossfire between America and somebody are going with Cuba, right? Because Cuba at the time, Fidel Castro, although that was sort of with Fidel Castro and fame association with the Soviet, right? So America get Gigi, when them say, say, boy, Michael Manley I get too close and comfortable with Fidel Castro. So them get Gigi because at that time, a Cold War and the Russian them when send some missile down Cuba and make America get freed because Maluki them have missile in them backyard who can strike them at any moment. So them couldn't afford for an next country to have them the kind of political agenda there. So them sending in Eddie Siaga, because Eddie Siaga is not a born and raised Jamaican. And I think I did this same situation with Eddie Siaga, make them change certain things in terms of who can go in a parliament and rate it. But Eddie Siaga forward and then make sure say him host Michael Manley. And Michael Manley never see back power again after that. Right? Never. So the domino effect from that, right? Jamaica bunks between few other prime minister, Donald Sangster, Hugh Shearer, and during that whole time, Jamaica suffer. Like Jamaica used to have a solid like exchange rate between US and British, right? Exchange rate did good, dollar value did good. And from this a downhill. And it's like we can't recover. And I am very worried as myself about who I could come take up back this country. Very worried. If I bro God, I go win the election or for this unknown man, which is Mark Holding. And for me, I don't know about call me racist, but Mark Golding just look like a massa to me. And like even if I could vote for him, kind of just look like a one of them. Massa. Bakra massa. So I don't know, Roger. What you think, Roger? Like big one. As I say, you have ties to down here. So what you think about this whole political shit we're going with we right now? Because believe it or not, Jamaica do some things like great, but not all of it. Not all of it. But anyway, enough chatting on my part. I don't know who they are. Like a one person one there. Maybe a Raja, yep, a Raja. You see, revolution yes need to happen, but the problem is them are people that go sell out their own. Because the moment we talk about we go plan revolution, and the more things get more and more like the same. Roger, a whole heap of people want to invest from overseas. But you see, the powers that be stop that. Like they might try to fight against that because you see, the more people they cross the water and send money to people out here, right? And the more people can balance and more people can like what you say. Invest, right? More than can invest. But because they might clamp down on that and people have to find other means, then it creates a bigger issue than it already is, right? But the people them are ready for revolution, my friend. Them are people here. We tell you yes, and then when the time comes, then sell you out. That is what these people do. So, won't really, but I don't know, Roger. I don't know. But yeah, I see people that share like, what they are the people them have them campaign nonsense, so them a go on with them. See people like broadcast it on them channel and things like, like, me can't do it. Can't do it. I hate politics. Swear to God, I hate politics. And enough of the people in it, like, I rate them. Don't rate them. Enough of them people who follow them, look, them don't understand. Them don't understand the politics how it work. Them don't understand. Them don't know them pass. Trust me, I know Roger hands. We know what like we know one serious condition. You know one serious condition, I swear. I'm gonna know when do I go forward with that. Yeah, people like people are take from Jamaica more than how people are bringing things in Jamaica. People are take from Jamaica, I swear to God. Because you hear me say the Chinese and basically bringing themselves and bringing them workforce, which is Chinese people. I have one and two Jamaica on the side. So tell me now. Anyway, Roger, I ain't plan to stay too long because I have to look on a youth and then I have to saggle up myself to go up on the road. But, Mira, Eras, Jaja. Hold on, Eras, you're not Jamaican. You're not Jamaican, Eras, because I tell you, like, me say something, I don't know if you did listen how long, but basically, a election time in a Jamaica Eras. So this may I say this if, in case you're not Jamaica. And basically the time of the year or the time them a time I me say, oh see them a time me normally see the worst of my people. Them run out, them run out and them show out and it's disgraceful for me because we deserve whole heap much better, you know. We deserve a whole heap, but yo, the politician them don't care about it. And I'm afraid to say it, but we allow this, you know. And don't care about it, and we allow this, my friend. You see me? And it's shameful. Shameful. We're supposed to have basically people where them are Jamaican, people them supposed to go overseas, work with them or work overseas, and invest back in a Jamaica. Just like how the Chinese them are send out them people them in a them a country, a black people country, and them a work and basically everything I go back to the motherland. Right? We need to do that, but the powers that be, them really and truly a fight. Them a fight that by any means necessary. I what they may see like them a say boy, less and less people like I send back money to Jamaica. Now, I don't know how true that is. Maybe it is true, but I don't know how true that is because usually I figure say them I use the remittance services them to like gauge like the amount where I send back to Jamaica, right? But a lot of them remittance services, yeah, you know, them not really use like one time. Like back in the day, Western Union, Pack and MoneyGram and rate it. Now, you know, as pack as one time, you know, as crazy and hectic as one time, because you have other mediums what people can use and like send back money, and people can even have them account with them can just like transfer funds directly to them account and them the kind of way. So, I mean, I think them fact finding um have that tonight. I mean, I think them fact finding have them the kind of ways tonight. But tourism a decline because no matter what the tourism minister said, it a decline because Jamaica alone, Jamaica is not the only country who offer sun, sea and sand. Have other countries who do that too. And we did a rely very heavily upon like this tourism product, and I rely heavily upon Americans are forward out here and come spend them money in a them all inclusive hotelier. And with all of this madness we are going overseas with Trump and rate, they kind of slow things down. And people are fret. And that's what we there, you know, because we allow this thing where like the tourism product and everything is about tourism, and everything revolve around tourism. That's why when time COVID hit and now playing now forward in is like everybody get coward. Everybody start lose them shit because we don't make anything, we don't manufacture goods. All right. The only thing we manufacture car center, yeah, and fast food. That's all we manufacture. car center and fast food. But anyway, people, I'm just in there stay too long because much o'clock at night, and I saw other things I have to go deal with. I have to go up on the road. But them are just my thoughts. Look, it's yeah, you see, you see, because we're not independent, Roger. Because we're not independent, that is why them are things here affect we like that. And the people them in the upper echelons of our society, it not affect them as badly as it affect the regular persons, the middle class of this country and the poor people in this country. But at them alone it's sweet, yeah, man. Politics nice for them and them love the excitement surrounding it, but me in a state of mind now with this politics where it frightening for me. Because of the possible outcomes from this election where none of it just to smell good. Spell good and me can't see it a end well fully, despite everything me can't see it a end well. But hopefully it does. I could not be pessimistic. I could just wait and see and not be pessimistic. But anyway, people, why me hear but we're gonna need Allah, Buddha, all of them people we're gonna need, my friend. Because it may not look like that, but we in some serious problems as a country, as a nation. We in some serious shit, bro. In some serious shit. But anyway again. Roger, bless up, Eras, bless up he pass through. Babsy, bless up he pass through too. Alright. I go try and make the live them be a weekend thing. Alright. I go just pick a time. At this point, I have like substantial evidence for like when for go live. It's just that sometimes certain things come because we need to go live like about 7 o'clock and something come up when me just there for go start out standing far, but that's why me even go live 8 o'clock tonight. But yeah, man, bless up he pass through. I go iron out some things bit by bit and then we can nail down one time when I say, all right, yeah, about that time, yeah. I can go live this time on the weekend because during the week it kind of rough. Upon the weekend, me have a whole heap more time. Only thing, unfortunately, I know my channel is small and on the weekend, enough people that there are enough people go live, especially on all of Saturday. Right? And you don't know because our channel is small, our channel may not get the traction, it may not get a whole heap of people involved. But consistency, just that consistently push out certain content and do what we're doing. You don't know. Dance all in our space and our way. It just a give you free content. It just a give you free content either every day or every week or something. Every week we have something to talk about. Or every day something major happen. But anyway, that's entertainment. So people bless up. Bless up to everybody who followed out and thing. Bless up to Roger Hines, as me I said. Bless up to Eras. And bless up to a few people when I see like it in the bush and not to say nothing. Bless up on the same way too. See, well, anyway, until we meet again over upon the weekend again. Or when I see some video show out. Because like I say, something is bound for happen. and we're going to talk about it as usual. Anyway, bless up.